back, guys. This is Across All Arenas. I'm Ryne. That's Andre, my partner right there. And guess what? Football is back officially. So we're going to do a special edition of just NFL talk. We're also going to just pick out division winners, the conference winners, and who we think is going to win this Super Bowl in this 2025-2026 season of the NFL. So, but I'm ready for some football. We're recording this on Wednesday. This will come out Thursday, which there will be a football game. Week 1 starts. We got real quick. We'll just do a little pregame. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the defending champs home in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Eagles. As far as the team wise, the Philadelphia Eagles are basically pretty much the same team. They didn't really get rid of a lot of pieces. You still have Jalen Hurts at QB, and you have pretty much your wide receiver core still intact. And then, of course, Saquon Barkley. He is still on that team. So the main factor for them is they won the championship last year. They won the Super Bowl. Is there going to be a Super Bowl hangover? I think that's probably the biggest question. Are they going to keep riding this high that they have on, or are they going to take a seat back? Now, as far as the Dallas Cowboys, this past spring, summer, there's been a lot of, talk about what's going on with Micah Parsons. He wants to, hold out. He held out, never didn't play a single snap in the preseason. I'm sure he probably wasn't going to play any snaps at all, anyways. But just a few days ago, he's traded to the. Uh, I really am pissed that we couldn't get him, but he goes to the NFC North, goes to the Green Bay Packers. So we will see what happens. How does Ben Johnson, get past that? Probably one of the best pass rushers, or is the best pass rusher in the game right now. So we'll see. We have to see him twice a year. But as far as the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know. Dak is healthy. You have CD Lamb pretty healthy. There's and they added George Pickens. He's kind of he's kind of a wild card. We don't know. We've heard that he's been a um, a drama queen when he was in Pittsburgh. So we'll see if that works. I think the other thing for them is their running back core. Their what's going on there. They don't really have a true number one, so that's very interesting to see what happens. I know they have this new rookie in Jaden Blue, Jadon Blue, or however you say his name. But I've heard good things about him. He did pretty decent in the preseason games, but he's still not number one, right? So we'll see what happens. Just excited to see week 1, Thursday night football happening. Tomorrow, but really today when this thing comes out. So, other than that, week 1, TNF starts on Thursday. Let's go ahead and do our picks, our division picks going into the conferences, and then who we think the Super Bowl winners are. Let's start off with the NFC South. Uh, there's really not much to say about the NFC South. We got Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. Who do you see coming out of there?
I mean, it was the Bucks, Saints, Panthers,
And Falcons.
Falcons. I think obviously your top 2 is going to be the Bucks and the Falcons. It really all depends on how Michael Penix plays this year, as this
Michael
is his
Penis
second.
or Michael Penix? Michael Penix,
However you want to say it, I'm gonna say Michael Penix Jr.
yeah.
Um, But I mean, we saw a little bit of him, during the last half of last season, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
when he took over the starting role for Kirk Cousins, and we saw what he could do, and it's nothing short of like, I don't want to say spectacular, but he held his own, right? He held his
yeah,
own,
yeah.
and it just kind of depends on how he plays, um, how he commands that offense, because we already know what's going to happen in Tampa, right? I mean, and, with Tampa, they Chris Godwin's not going to play for I think the next like 5 weeks. I think he's still injured, but we all know what Baker Mayfield can do down there in Tampa. But the NFC South is really, I mean, like you said, it's not really much there. It's either the Bucks or the Falcons. It just depends who the better team
Agree.
of the two is. But I,
Yeah.
I I think the Bucks. I think at the end of the day, I think the Bucks will still come out of the division.
I'm gonna have to pick the favorite minus 120 on DraftKings. If you're talking about odds, I'm looking at the Bucks to take the NFC South. Moving to the AFC South, who do you think? We got Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans. Are we still looking at Texans and Jags, or are the Colts in the conversation, including the Titans with their number one pick in Cam Ward? What do you
This is
think?
Texans. This is Texans division. It's their division to lose. CJ Stroud. I think I'm more biased to them because I have CJ Stroud in my he's my fantasy quarterback.
Yeah,
Um, but no, I mean I think just CJ Stroud. He's a proven quarterback. He showed it ever since his first year. The Texas defense, under D'Amico Ryan's, is just going to get better. Um, this is their division to lose. I mean, there's really not much. I mean, we have to see what Cam Ward can do on a during the regular season. I mean, we've seen him, in a few snaps during the preseason. Not too impressive, but it's expected with rookies and
yeah.
all that. But the Colts, not really much there either. I mean, Daniel Jones doesn't
Daniel
really move the
Jones
needle to
starting.
me. Um, you know, I mean, Tyler Warren, I think, he's had a good showing out during the preseason.
Yeah, I
Steph
think
Allen.
Tyler Warren's the only one that's kind of like the big news out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you
as a
still have
big tight
Jonathan
end.
Taylor there, too, if he can stay healthy. You
Yeah,
still have
yeah,
Alec
yeah,
Pierce if he can stay healthy, too. And then the Jaguars is just, who knows what Trevor Lawrence what Trevor Lawrence is going to do. And, they're going to have Liam Cohen as he's going to be the first year head coach there. So this is
yeah.
the Texans
And they
division to
also remember
lose.
they had the second pick in Travis Hunter. So
Oh, yeah. Travis Hunter. That's
how
right.
are they going to utilize him? I know that he is listed as a wide receiver, or is he going to play corner? But I think he is more um, likely to play the wide receiver role. So that's another weapon uh, for uh, for Trevor Lawrence, and he's going to be alongside with uh, a hot rookie last year in Brian Thomas Jr., which I have in a few of my leagues. So I'm hoping that he balls out as the wide receiver one in that team. But yeah, I agree. I do feel that the Texans, this is their division to lose, like you said. That doesn't mean that none of the other teams, Jags, Colts, and Titans, that they can't win it. I think the Jags would probably be second in my book, but but then again, they have a rookie, or they have a new head coach, so who's first time as a head coach, right? Yeah, so we'll see how that system works. So yeah, I think like you said, it's the Texans' division to lose, and they're the slight favorite in that division to win it at plus 105. All right, moving forward, AFC North. Um, this is a big division with maybe besides the Browns, the past few years, but this is a division that has heavy hitters. You have the Ravens, you have the Bengals, and you have the Steelers, who just added. Mister Old Man River, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron. Um, I'm gonna go with the Bengals this year.
Wow.
I feel that Joe Cool really has something to prove. And watching that quarterback series documentary on Netflix, like this dude, like he doesn't he doesn't. I don't know if you think they didn't show, but he doesn't do anything else but like think football. Like he has like no like it almost seems like he doesn't have a life. Like he sits on his piano and just plays piano because apparently it helps like his hands, throwing motion or whatever. It doesn't. I don't know if he has a girlfriend or not, but he just doesn't look like he has anything else to do besides like think football all day, all day long, and even on the off season. And I really think that he has something to prove, and he wants to prove it. He wants to get back on the top and be where Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are, and Lamar Jackson. Those are the three guys he's trying to catch up with in the AFC. So I really do believe that I think the Bengals will take the NFC North this year, and they're the second favorite to win it at plus 290. So that's my call. I think Mr. Joe Cool, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase, who is the number one, the is was the number one pick in most drafts because of his year last year, and they look like it looks like he's going to continue that this season. So I'm picking I'm picking the Bengals, man.
I it's hard.
It is. It's not easy.
I want to say the Bengals too, just because of everything you said. The only problem is they they have been getting off to slow starts these last two
For sure.
seasons,
Hmm.
and I mean we've seen it last season where they tried to catch up, and they almost made a wild card spot, but they didn't. So can they get off to a good start? In these first 2 weeks, let alone just get past the Browns, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
And the funny thing is too is that wild card spot that you're talking about, it was kind of they knew they were fucked because it wasn't in their they did everything they needed to do at the end of the season to make the playoffs, but they left it in the hands of the Chiefs
yeah,
in week 18. And guess what? Chiefs, they got blown out against the Broncos because they sat everybody. And it's a little like, yeah, well, we're not going to let you into the playoffs,
yeah,
right? The Chiefs, so bye.
yeah,
So
and it's
hopefully
tough. I mean, it's
they just need a hot start, like you said. They can't do what they did last year.
I don't I don't want to make a decision, but I if
It's
I
hard in this division.
yeah, I just it's the Bengals to lose, but the Ravens are right there too. I mean, they're not the most attractive team, like you said.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have Lamar, obviously. They have Derrick Henry. Mark Andrews is still playing too, for as long as he can play. Um, and then I think DeAndre Hopkins just signed on to the Ravens
yeah,
too.
yeah,
So it's tough, man. The Ravens defense isn't really the same as it used to be. I know they just re-signed Kyle Hamilton to that 4-year deal.
yeah.
Um, the Bengals defense is not even that good either. So, um, yeah, it's tough. But I think this is the Bengals division to lose. But this is also the Ravens division to lose too. So
Yeah, you're
it
right.
it's
Those are the
hard.
two dogs that like, hey, who wants it more this
Yeah,
season? Because you still can't count out the Ravens. And no, by no means am I saying the Ravens are slouch because they're not. Because as long as they have Lamar Jackson and his role players, they're gonna be fine. I just feel like the Bengals want it more in this
yeah,
season, especially the way that they missed out last season where we can't go 0-4 in the beginning of the season and then try to claw our way back into the playoffs and leave it into the hands of a conference rival in the Chiefs to
sure.
hey, can we go in, like, nah. So So that's that division, and it's definitely going to be a doozy in that. All right, so moving to the NFC conference side of things. So NFC East. Um, you have Eagles at minus 145, Commanders plus 200, Cowboys plus 850, and then you have the Giants at 18 to 1.
Let's go
What
with
do
the
you think?
Giants, 18-1. Let's go, Russell. Fuck. No, this is the Eagles. This is the Eagles. I mean, especially after the Parsons trade, this is easily the Eagles division. The Commanders, they, you gotta take them second. Um, but this is the Eagles division to lose. I mean, like you said in the beginning, their team is still intact, right? You still have Jalen Hurts,
Yeah,
Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You still have Lane Johnson still playing another year or two with the team. So this is the Eagles. This is the Eagles division.
yeah.
Now will they repeat? I don't know. You know, um, we'll get to the AFC West and the Chiefs, right? With Mr. Travis Kelsey having himself a hell of an off season.
Yeah. We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that here shortly. But yeah, the NFC definitely, the Eagles are a top contender in the NFC just in general. Um,
Yeah.
so it's definitely you're gonna have to beat out the Eagles to win the East. Um, yeah, they're just stacked. I mean,
All
their
right.
defense
So
is
you're
stacked, their offense is stacked. As a Niners fan, it hurts to say, but that you got to beat the Eagles to get through the NFC.
all right. So you're saying Eagles. Uh, I'll tell you what. The NFC East a few years ago has like it's always kind of been like the like not real good division. I mean, I guess the top has always been like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants, and then sometimes maybe the Commanders. But now, like I feel like yes, the Eagles are definitely they are the top. They are the cream of the crop. They are stronger, better, badder than the other three. But I mean, we saw the Commanders kind of peak with JD5 drafting Jaden Daniels at second, and they made it to they made it into the NFC conference championship against the Eagles. Yes, they got blown the fuck out, but you know it's just amazing to see a team that was at the bottom, the last few years make it to the top. So, and then the Cowboys last year, they were hurt, and then they usually make the playoffs, every pretty much every year. And then the Giants kind of fallen ever since, the dynasty, or maybe not even the dynasty, but like the legacy of Eli Manning gone. So, and now they have Russell Wilson. I I agree. I still they're kind of like the Texans in the AFC South. It's their division to lose, and they're the champions. So I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. But I do feel the other three teams have something to say, and they're gonna have to prove it. And that's the best part when you have a narrative where it's not just one good team, but like the other three teams on the below you are they've been cooking, they've been doing some stuff, but now who's going to take the throne of the NFC East? It's like Game of Thrones, baby. Who's gonna take it? As of right now, I agree. I'm gonna stay with the Eagles, who are the favorites, that they will win the NFC East. Next, let's go to the AFC East. So I feel that we could both just say the Buffalo Bills and move
Yeah,
on. All right, we're going to pick up where we left off. As you can, if you're watching the video, I'm still in the same spot in
I am
my
not.
office, but Andre's not. He somehow came from his car to his room and now he's wearing a hat.
I was at work. I was in the parking lot at work,
Yeah.
and my phone decided to,
You forgot to charge it, man. Come on.
I forgot to charge it, and the phone got hot because it's still hot in Vegas. So the phone
Oh,
got internally hot, so we got cut off.
so where we left off was at the NFC West. Um,
Bang bang, let's get it.
so the 49ers at plus 155. Then you have the Rams at plus 200, Cardinals at plus 425, and plus 500 on the Seattle Seahawks on DraftKings. So, what do you think? Do you feel the 49ers are going to continue winning this division? What say you?
Do you want the biased answer, or do you want do
Just
you
give me
want an
anything you got,
unbiased?
man.
Um, it is a very there. I don't think there's a clear cut winner. I know everyone's saying the Niners schedule is easy, and it's easy to see on paper, right? Like, they're not. There's no real tough opponents for them this season,
Yeah,
as opposed to really the last couple seasons, right? Um, but injuries have been a problem the last two
yeah.
seasons. Actually, the last few seasons, they've been a problem. Even when they made it to the Super Bowl, dealt with and they still dealt with in-season injuries, and luckily they got those guys back. In the two times that they've been to the Super Bowl, and the those 2 or 3 years that they were there. I don't know if they're gonna win the NFC West, because if they can stay healthy, then yeah, they can win. They could win. They can have at least a 12-win season, 11-win season, right? If they stay healthy,
So make the
um,
playoffs. It's
make the
more
playoffs
than likely.
essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah, um, that's if McCaffrey doesn't get injured, if Purdy doesn't get
yeah.
injured, which he hasn't been so far. Um, Jawan Jennings, if he doesn't get injured, obviously Brandon Ayuk is still injured. Um, then Demarcus Robinson is suspended for the first 3 games. So the offense isn't, it's not looking.
The offense is little. It's they hitting some rough patches right now. I mean,
It's a little dicey right now.
the only option really that you have right now is, obviously, you still have Christian McCaffrey. You guys just
Yeah,
picked up through a trade
Sky
uh
Moore.
him, and then also Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh
from
yeah, Brian
the
Robinson.
so
No,
that's
I mean, yeah, I
you
mean they got
know
some good pieces,
and
right?
of
I mean
course, you
he's
have
picked up some
George
good
Kittle
pieces.
still, right? George Kittle
Right, George
and Ricky
Kittle.
Purcell. Even though the man got shot last season, he's still on the field, and it was rookie year last year, so
Yeah, it was his
we'll
rookie
see.
year.
He'll definitely get more touches
Oh
this
yeah,
season.
he'll definitely get more touches.
And obviously when Brandon Ayuk comes back, if he comes back 100%, then you guys will probably be in good shape. I think the most important thing is just to win games early on. I think that's just in general,
Yeah,
right? For
yeah.
every team, especially if you are a team that has some
Every
injuries.
playoff team should have good starts, right? Not just
Yeah,
right, the
for
49ers,
sure.
the Rams,
For sure.
right? The Bengals, like we talked about earlier, Ravens, right, et cetera, et cetera. But I think especially when IU comes back, now you have a depth chart of wide receivers, right? You have Ayuk, you have Pearsall, you have Jennings. They'll probably be the three receivers once IU comes back, right? To start the game. Then you have Demarcus Robinson. You have Marcus Valdez Scantling, who just got moved up to the active roster. You have Sky Moore, right, and then you have Brian Robinson Jr. to back up McCaffrey. Um,
Wasn't it you that sent me um that social post where anyone that ever had Marcus
oh yes, yes.
Scatling, Valdez
MVS,
Scatling,
every time
they
MVS went to a team or whatever,
the quarterback wins the
the MVP.
MVP, right? So There was it was with Patrick Mahomes
There's Patrick
last
Mahomes,
year with Josh Allen, right?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then there was another one, right? Wasn't there?
there was another one. I
Can't
forgot what it
remember.
was, but yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure the main two, obviously Mahomes and Allen. But yeah, I mean, Scanley still, it's not. I don't know if he's washed, but he's still, he's not done,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah,
can
yeah.
still
He can
play.
still play. He's
But
a role
that's what I'm,
player, right? That's
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like that wide receiver depth chart now for the Niners is just it just got deeper, and I don't think people realize that once IU comes back, because once IU comes back and he's 100%, you could easily just on some plays, right? Ayuk is more of a he's more of a you could run him down in the you could make you can put him in a deep route play or maybe on a long slant or whatever, right? You have Pearsall to run route plays, Jawan Jennings on third downs. You have Scantling who could run short route plays. Demarcus Robinson, he's a vet. He could he's your all around wide receiver. It's a very deep
the
wide
thing about
receiver.
the 49ers, it also if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. I mean, the one thing that you guys did really well were the, those bootlegs and those screen passes where
Yeah,
he's running to the side, he catches the ball for like 20 yards and then he's off, right? So if
yeah.
he's healthy this season, I mean, you still can't count out Christian McCaffrey. I mean,
No, no,
he's a
right, but
beast,
he's
right?
got to stay healthy, and I think that's why they brought in. Obviously, that's why they brought in
Yeah,
Robinson,
they need
right?
to
Which obviously,
probably
I
minimize his usage, especially he's getting
yeah,
older and he's got a history of injury. So I mean,
sure, no, and I think it came at a surprise that the Commanders would even make that trade
yeah,
for with an I mean obviously Adam Peters used to be he used to be executive front office executive for the Niners, now obviously the GM for the Commanders, but so you get those ties there, but even for Adam Peters to make that trade with the Niners and to only get draft picks back, I
yeah.
think
I think the reason
obviously
why they got rid of Brian Robinson Jr. is because they just picked up that stud in
yeah, they got like a stud running back
Jakari
from the
Jakari Crockett Merritt. Like I
yeah,
I've obviously with fantasy football, you have to kind of keep your eye out on the sleepers of the draft in this rookie class, and he's definitely one of those names that were a sleeper to basically keep an eye out on. So that's probably one of the reasons why too. But then I think that we're going off subject, but I think they just had Austin Eckler as the number one in the depth chart. But anyways, that's beside the point.
sure.
Um, Going back to the NFC West and who's going to take the division. So you are still on the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we'll talk about the other teams too, right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
not just. I mean, I know I'm a Niners fan. I could talk about what to expect this season, but the Rams, obviously, they're still there. I mean, the only thing with the Rams that I'm afraid of is Matthew Stafford. We've been hearing him with back issues recently. This just this or just this off season, right? And I think like March he went to go see a back specialist. Um,
Hmm.
so that's my only concern. But obviously they picked up Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
to kind of fill in the role of Demarcus Robinson since he got traded to for said
And also
49ers.
Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup is
Yeah, and
gone.
Cooper Cup
So
as well. So you have to like kind of revamp that wide receiver depth chart a little bit.
you know,
Obviously, you still have Puka Nakua
Puka,
there.
yeah.
Um, oh God, who's their tight end? I forgot their tight end.
It's a white boy, right?
Yeah, it's some.
But they're good though.
Yeah, yeah,
Higby,
yeah.
isn't it Higby?
Higby, Tyler
Yeah,
Higby,
Tyler
Tyler
Higby.
Higby. Yeah, yeah. And then you still have Kyron Williams at running
Kyron
back,
Williams in the backfield. So
and then
they're
obviously their
still,
defense is still
yeah.
solid.
So
So
they basically for the Rams is, can Matthew Stafford stay healthy? Right. I think
yeah,
that's
is he even
that's
going to
the
play week one? That's the question. I
uh
don't
I,
know if
I
he.
there's they said that he is going to.
Okay.
So we'll see with that. But Arizona Cardinals, they've always been that like team that's just like here and
They might make
there.
some noise. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They've gotten the Niners number a little bit. These past couple seasons. Yeah, no, Cardinals are definitely they're. I mean, like I said earlier, like the NFC West it's I think it's now the toughest division in the NFC. There's no clear cut winner here.
No, yeah, I agree. In the last team, Seattle Seahawks, they stepped away from Geno Smith and they got another,
Sam Darnold.
another comeback, almost a comeback quarterback, comeback player in Sam Darnold, and obviously he had a great year with the Minnesota Vikings last year.
Yeah,
Surprised that they didn't re-sign him, but again, they just drafted you know a, a young quarterback too in JJ McCarthy.
yeah.
So
And he
obviously,
hasn't even played a full season yet. So
yeah. So
he
they
kind of
basically like, you know what, you played well. Let's see what we can get for you. And obviously he goes to Seattle.
yeah.
So the Seattle is a team that can make some noise. I mean, they have some offensive weapons in their backs, and they
Yeah.
have Jackson
I
Smith
think it's
Jigma.
more of yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's more of their defense because
Yeah,
I think their defense is still kind of solid.
yeah,
Obviously, DK Metcalf is not there
not more.
anymore.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett is not there. Like you said, Cooper Cup going to Seattle
Oh yeah, it's
from the
Cooper
Rams.
Cup. I forgot he's there now too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think my only concern is when Sam Darnold was with the Vikings, Kevin O'Connell's, the QB. He's like Kyle Shanahan. He's like the QB whisperer coach or whatever, QB whisperer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if oh god, what's his name? Uh the Seahawks head coach. It's Mike
um,
something.
McDonald.
Mike McDonald, thank
Yeah,
you. I don't know if Mike McDonald could do the same thing with
yeah.
Sam Darnold because the way because I mean if you think about it, Sam Darnold obviously got drafted by the Jets, moved around teams, ended up with the 49ers at one point, so he learned the Shanahan system. And even with Kyle Shanahan, it wasn't too bad, right? In the one or two games that he's played with them, he fit really well. Ended up getting traded to the Vikings after that season. Obviously played really well with Kevin O'Connell, just kind of choked in the postseason.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just don't know if I don't know if it'll translate over to Seattle. That's why I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
if you're a Seattle
it's
fan, you just kind of rely on the defense.
yeah, but at the same time, you know, he did play well last year, Sam Darnold. So it's obviously he's in a new system. We'll see what happens. But again, out of those four teams, maybe the Rams could win that division, but I'm still gonna
Yeah,
stick with because you can't count out
you
you
can't
can't
count out the
Matthew Stafford
49ers.
and Sean McVay, right? And their schemes, but
Sure.
I would still probably, I would lean, this is more of a lean for me. Um I'd probably lean 49ers, but it could still be 49ers or Rams. And then
It's one
the
of the two.
the
It's one of the two for sure.
Seattle could be a dark horse. Who knows? But I would say, a lot of these divisions are kind of locked on. I mean, not even locked on, but you kind of have a clear path of who can win it.
Well, I mean, like
And
you said earlier, the Bills is gonna they're gonna
yeah,
clinch the AFC.
yeah.
That's their
They're
division to
obviously the
lose.
clear lock
Yeah,
until they're
but
not. But
right. But just last thing before we move on. Arizona, I think Arizona can make a wild card spot if they're not in clear contention to win the division. If you look at the defense, they picked up some really good pieces. They picked up Josh Sweat
yeah,
from the
from
Eagles.
the Eagles, yeah.
Their defense is still solid. I don't think people give enough credit to their defense. Um,
We have
as a
Trey
Niners fan,
McBride on the offense,
Trey
and
McBride on the offense,
you know,
like no, I don't think anybody gives them enough credit to
yeah. I think
do what they're doing. What Jonathan Gannon has done with that team and the 2, 3 seasons he's been there. they obviously can do something to
Yeah,
get them into
especially
postseason.
they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, and
Right,
he was
Marvin
great in
Harrison too.
college. So I think this year maybe him and Kyler Murray will have more of a better connection this season. In
Yeah,
year two of his career, in Marvin Harrison Jr. So yeah, again, I think that NFC West is almost kind of open. Our next division, the NFC North.
your division,
Ugh, my division, scary.
bear down, baby.
Obvious, obviously, I'm always gonna be biased like like you in your division. At the same time, it's scary because the Bears can go up or they can go way down. So, like they've always been
I like
or
how
have
at the
always
beginning I like
done.
how before every season starts you always tell me that the Bears fans will or no depending how the Bears start the season will either the Bears fans will be happy or they'll be sad.
It's funny because Bears fans are. I'm ready for football. The Bears are going to dictate how I feel for the next few months of football.
I do have a friend that has said the same thing, and it's just really funny to hear. Obviously, well, not funny in that sense, but it's just really funny to hear like how the Bears fans just have the same mentality.
My obviously my gut feeling and my analysis is I want to say the Bears. This is going to be my bias answer.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Bears at the plus 600 to win the division. Okay, hear me out. They've done everything that they needed to do. All the things that they did last season was a catastrophe, right?
Sure.
Head coach trash. And just there was no gelling, there was no growing of Caleb Williams. Move, fast forward to off season, we finally get the coach that we wanted
Yep.
in Ben Johnson, and we start to see like them, clicking and apparently, you know, the Lions they got eliminated in January, right?
Yeah. By
From the
the
NFC
by the Commanders.
by the Commanders in
Yeah.
the divisional game, and then apparently at that week, like Ben Johnson already had when they got eliminated. He was whether they were going to make the Super Bowl or not.
He already had teams.
He already had his mindset that he was going to Chicago,
Oh wow!
and
So he was like nobody else.
yeah, and he was already like texting. He was texting Caleb. Caleb was actually texting him, telling
Oh,
like, "Oh, like what do you think about this play?"
yeah.
Kind of just like feeding off of each other.
Sure.
And so when they do the press conference, basically he's telling his guys like, prepare to be uncomfortable, because I want to get the best of out of you, right? And that's a head coach, man.
Yeah.
Eberflus, I don't know what that was.
Eberflus didn't
He
do shit.
he may be a good defensive coordinator, like he was the past few years in Indianapolis,
Yeah.
but as a head coach, nah.
You know what's
I mean,
funny?
this is
Just side note. When Matt Nagy was the head coach of the Bears, obviously
yeah,
things didn't pan out. And then you see him as the OC for the Chiefs, and he's won 2 Super Bowls. I just find
yeah,
it funny that like, you
dude.
know,
Believe me,
it's
it
like the
hurts too,
curse
man.
of like the Chicago Bears.
See, no, seriously, I really do feel like in the Chicago Bears, or even just like all Chicago sports, we get we get a lot of hate. Like the Cubs,
Okay, yeah,
everyone hates the media. I'm talking about the media. They hate the
sure,
Cubs.
yeah,
The only they hate they're all look all this hate on Caleb Williams. And the media is creating this narrative ah, he's trash,
Yeah.
and then freaking Dan Orlovsky, fucking tool bag, like totally just trashing Caleb Williams, and then that I think it was was it the first preseason game or second preseason game where Caleb plays against the Bills. Granted, it was against a
Like second
second
stringers.
stringers or
Yeah.
whatever, third stringers, but he played well.
Sure.
And here's Dan Orlovsky breaking it down like, oh, all just turning the narrative. Everybody, even Greenberg and Greeny and everybody else there. But the hate is so real. Like I don't know what it is. Like, and this is what I want from Caleb. And I was granted I was last 2 weeks ago. I went to the Cubs and Angels game in LA. And you know how Cubs fans we travel.
Right.
So, obviously talked to a lot of Cubs fans at the hotel I was at. I was talking to this old guy and Bears fan as well, and he was just like, what is the deal with the Caleb hate? It like why is it so real? And we were just both agreeing that, he needs to use that, and he is using that as fuel to basically show them up. So honestly, he has to show up.
Sure.
If he doesn't, yeah, then it's a bust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe this year is more important. Like he might have a 2-year window with a new coach, but if he can get it down now and work in the system of that Ben Johnson has created for him, because it's not Ben Johnson taking the Lions playbook and bringing it to Caleb Williams. No, Ben Johnson clearly said, I'm creating a new playbook that fits your style. It's not plug in Jared Goff, bring it to the Bears, now plug in Caleb Williams.
Yeah, no, because a
It's
lot
not
of a lot of head coaches would just do that, right?
correct.
They'll bring their system over, right? It's not just in football. It's in all sports. It's in
Yeah,
basketball, hockey, right? Well, team sports, I should say. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a good thing that Ben Johnson, right? I mean, obviously he's such a talented OC when he was
yeah,
with the Lions that you can just say, oh, I'll I'm gonna make a new playbook or make new schemes just for you. And
for
like you
him,
said earlier,
yeah,
like even though it was preseason, you kind of saw a glimpse of that.
yeah,
In his second, maybe even third preseason game that he started. We were talking about it last time we were on, and yeah, it's just yeah, no, it's just really refreshing to see, right? I mean, obviously, I'm not a Bears fan, but just to see it from the outside, it's really refreshing to see the kind of like this dynamic change a little bit in Chicago,
yeah,
um,
for sure.
to kind of like it's like a breath of
It's a
fresh
breath of
air.
fresh air. You could say it. I mean, even a not a Bears fan, it's just like here's a team that has just fallen on its ass for many years now since the last time they made it to the Super Bowl in 2006. It's just like now we actually finally have like an offensive minded coach that can and a somewhat it coined a generational talent that hey, you put the pieces together, uh the sky's the limit. And I really do hope that they can get it going. And we'll see what happens in week 1. We have Monday night football at home against the Vikings. So it's you start there, right? And I think the most important thing is just to win games and see the progression of this team that they built, and with the growth each week of Caleb Williams. So, I mean, why am I going to say no? Don't take the Bears. Like, they have this optimism. You want to have optimism, but you don't want to like have it way up here. But
Sure,
I do feel optimistic this year. Obviously, I felt optimistic last year, but I didn't really realize how shit of a coach, you know, uh, Eberflus was, and now that we have someone that's competent, like let's see what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears because until they until they prove me wrong and lose again 0-4, then yeah, then I'm like, okay, fuck, I made the wrong choice.
You know what? I think you convinced me to put the Bears plus 600 because
Let's
because
go.
I don't
NFC
know.
North champions plus 600, baby. Lastly, the AFC West. We're just gonna throw it out there and just say the Chiefs. I mean, unless you can knock down Patrick Mahomes and you know Taylor Kelsey, Swift Kelsey, and that magic that's about to happen. I mean, this division, the Chiefs are minus 115, so they're the favorite, and then you have Broncos plus 240, Chargers at plus 370, and then the Raiders are 22-1.
Wow, no belief in Pete Carroll. 22 to
Yeah,
1.
every year is a different year. Anything could happen, right? But as long as like you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Kelsey, yeah, they're aging every year,
But they
and you
get
but
better.
they get better. It's like fine wine,
Yeah.
right? And you have a head coach in Andy Reid. You have to knock him out. So if any of those other three teams, and the funny thing is this division, this AFC West division is stacked in coaching.
Yeah.
You have Andy Reid, you have Sean Payton, you have Jim Harbaugh, and you have Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so they have to outsmart each other when
Yeah.
they play each other
Yeah.
twice this season. So if one of those teams can outsmart Andy Reid,
I mean, that'd
hey,
be
you
hard.
deserve it.
That'd be hard.
You
Yeah, no, for sure.
deserve to
You
win the division.
very well deserved.
Yeah,
I will say, so obviously we're both on the Chiefs to win the division because I mean
for
it's
sure.
just it's hard. Because here's the thing, right? Because the last 2 seasons we've been saying the offensive line isn't what it used to be. So we said the last 2 seasons, but the offensive line has helped Patrick Mahomes still lead them to the playoffs
Yeah,
and lead them back to 3 Super Bowls. So they've won two of the last three. Obviously, they got blown out by the Eagles, this past Super Bowl. But you know, we always say it every year that the Chiefs' offensive line is not good. But look what Patrick Mahomes does. It's like what you said. He gets better every year.
yeah,
And yeah, Travis Kelsey didn't really have the season that he had last season, that he's had in previous years. But Travis Kelsey, he's still a threat, and maybe that's why he didn't have the season that he had because he's such a threat. But that leaves other receivers open. That's why Patrick Mahomes either no, and Patrick Mahomes he can scramble, right? Like we forget that he can
yeah,
still run with the ball, right? If he can't find anybody, he'll find an open gap and he'll run right through it. He can gain you like 10 yards if he wanted to.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but obviously he's not much of a scrambler like Lamar in Baltimore. But yeah,
He can still jet it, man.
he
Like
can, he can. But
that
here's
one
what I'll
play
say though
last
is
year when he was playing the 49ers and he ran it in, he knocked down that was that a linebacker or
it was
something? And the
no, it was
dude
a
just
I think it was a safety
fell.
or no, it was a
Was it
cornerback.
safety? Oh,
It was a
cornerback. Okay,
cornerback.
regardless, man, he knocked the shit out of that guy, and Patrick Mahomes
You
stood
don't
like
got to
almost like
remind me,
it was a
brother. I was like, you know what? You can
posterized.
have this game, brother. You deserve it. But
So
I will say they're now because they don't have Joe Tooney because he went to your Bears.
yeah, he went to my Bears. Yep.
How will that offensive line look?
Yeah.
Right. I think there was
That's a big missing piece too.
yeah, and there was a player. I think he was a rookie for the Chiefs last season. He committed he had like the most penalties on the team. I think
Yeah.
just alone on the team, he like caused the most penalties. But I forgot who he was. I know he was a rookie, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to say what we've been saying the last 2 years at least is that the offensive line is not trash, but they're not as good as they used to
Yeah,
be. They're not as good as other teams, but I mean it is hard. I mean when you still have Matt Nagy and Andy Reid still running the offense, and you still have Steve
yeah,
Spagnuolo still running the
yeah.
defense. It's
They're gonna be, they're like the Bills too, right? And
yeah,
they're the juggernauts, man, and that AFC conference is tough. So so that's wrapping up the our division picks. So let's wrap up who's coming out of AFC and the NFC, and
that's tough.
who's going to win the Super Bowl. So AFC, I'll go first. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen and the Bills.
Okay,
I
I was about to
really
say if you were going to say the Chiefs.
no, like I really want, like, but the thing is, it's scary too because the Mahomes and the Chiefs, they lost the Super Bowl last year, and that's like you can tell when they need fuel to the fire, and they want to get somewhere, and they will.
Yeah,
They've done it many times. So, but this is where Josh Allen needs to use that fuel to the fire to finally beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game,
sure.
right? And take command of it. And as long as Josh Allen continues to play the way he does and the defense plays the way that it does, and you know, uh, they can go far, and they're gonna need that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, what happened last year, they can finally get over that hump. And I'm gonna say the Bills in the AFC. What about you? Well, I guess I'll do my NFC too. The NFC, of course, I want to say the Bears, of course, but um, it's tough because I don't. The NFC is kind of open, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I
this
think it's been
year,
open for at least a couple seasons for sure.
last couple years, yeah.
I know mine, but I'll give you my reason after you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the 49ers. As long as they stay healthy, and Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy has, he's got something to prove too, and finally getting over. It sucks because that NFC Championship that he went to got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So as long as that, and Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach, as long as they can get all their pieces healthy throughout the entire year, and Christian McCaffrey plays the way he did in 2023,
Yeah.
yeah, because I do believe the Eagles will have a setback because
Okay.
it's football, man.
There has to be some regression.
It's football.
Yeah.
I'm not wishing anybody to get hurt, but I've seen this so many times
Yeah.
that you know things shit happens. I mean, look what happened when y'all made it to the Super Bowl a few years ago. That season, McCaffrey had a stellar regular season, and he played well in the Super Bowl too
Yeah.
with that trick play and everything, and he scored touchdowns. And then they lose. The 49ers had a little step back too,
Yeah.
and then Christian McCaffrey got hurt,
Yeah.
and then everybody else got hurt. Now it might be different with the Eagles because they won the Super Bowl. I don't think I've ever seen a Super Bowl team like have a tank like completely, but you really see it with like the runner ups and how they kind of like they don't ever make it back that season or whatever. But I do believe especially with Saquon,
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah,
he had the usage of Christian McCaffrey. It's a possibility.
yeah,
And I think that's one of the things that we said when we started off. Is there going to be a Super Bowl hangover?
yeah,
That's the main that's the main question.
sure,
If they don't and they fucking blow up, hey man, prove me wrong. You prove me wrong.
right. No, for
But
sure.
I don't think they will make it to the NFC. They'll probably make it to the NFC Championship, but I don't think they'll come out of the NFC. I think the 49ers have a better shot this year making it as long as everyone stays healthy. I mean, technically that's every team, right?
Yeah,
Because the Commanders could make it, but I don't think they're quite there yet. They might be, but I have Bills in the AFC. I have 49ers in the NFC. I'm feeling that the Josh Allen will finally get his title because the window for him it's
it's slimming down.
it's getting yeah, it's getting very tiny, and the reason being is because there's other guys out there that are hungry too.
Yeah,
Like this, I don't think I've ever seen a football teams or seasons of football where when Tom Brady was like in playing, there's Tom Brady, right? Like he
yeah,
could win it every year.
sure.
And goddamn, he almost did win it every year, right?
Yeah,
I mean, unless if it was Eli Manning or Peyton Manning taking it. But those were the three quarterbacks that were winning Super Bowls.
yeah,
Fast forward now, man. I mean, right now, anyone that's close to those, to Tom Brady is Patrick Mahomes. But even Patrick Mahomes is losing Super Bowls to to Tom Brady. He lost one to Tom Brady
yeah,
once. But my point, what I'm saying is that there's so many quarterbacks in this league now, like Lamar, Josh Allen, um,
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. You can throw Brock Purdy. You could even throw even Caleb Williams and even Jaden Daniels. Like they're all hungry, and most of them are all young. So the competition level, dude,
Yeah,
it's off the charts,
sure.
off the charts.
Okay.
But yeah, that's me. So who's your AFC?
I hate to say it because I want Josh Allen so badly to win the Super Bowl, but I'm going with the Chiefs. I I listen, listen. It's all, if you really think about it, it's all lined up for the Chiefs this year. Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift. They came out with the Whatever Kingdom
Fuck
documentary they had
yeah.
on ESPN. They just lost the Super Bowl. They didn't put out that documentary for a reason. Like that has to be like a message to the whole league. It's like, hey, like we're coming back, and it's hard. I want to say the Bills so bad, and they probably will. I'm not saying they won't. They probably will. I think the Chiefs. I want to say the Bengals too, but the Bengals defense, I can't trust the Bengals defense.
Yeah.
Um, but like you said earlier, until somebody beats Patrick Mahomes, I have
And
to.
that might be
It
that
hurts
might be
because I'm
Josh
wearing a
Allen,
Niners
but
hat. I'm wearing a 49ers hat. I'm saying the Chiefs. I I want Josh Allen so badly, and it was hard because I was about to say the Bills too, but then it's hard because I've seen it 2 times. I've seen it so many times just with just my 49ers alone.
yeah.
How the Chiefs can just adapt and change their game plan during the game, and that's credit to Andy Reid. That's credit to Matt Nagy, Patrick Mahomes, to the whole offense, to Spags on defense, and his whole defensive team. Until somebody can outsmart the Chiefs in the AFC, at least, no one's beating the Chiefs.
Yeah. You got the Chiefs in the AFC. Who do you have in the NFC?
I want to say the 49ers, not because they're my team, but because of all the reasons you just said,
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he's already had a regression year. Whether or not you want to say last season was a regression year or not, I personally don't feel like it was, but to a lot of people, it was a regression year. So,
Even if it was a regression year, then that's good because then this
right, that's what I'm
season
saying.
it's
Like,
not going
now
to
he
be.
really has to go out there and show what he's got. And like you said, if
Yeah.
everybody can stay healthy, right? I didn't even mention Trent Williams. He carries that whole
Yeah.
offensive line by himself.
Yeah.
So as long as he stays healthy, even Dominic Pooney, right? He's going to his second year. He's been stellar on the offensive line too. And guys like Christian McCaffrey, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, um, and then defensively too, right? Nick Bosa. We just drafted Alfred Collins from Texas, Michael Williams from Georgia, which I didn't like at first, but then I saw him play a little bit. I saw a little bit of his highlights. Didn't really stand out in the preseason, but I think Robert Saleh is going to really give him a chance and really push him. Um, so as long now, the only reason why I wouldn't go with the Niners is because of the defense. Our secondary sucks, and it still sucks. I've seen it in the preseason. I've seen it in the regular season. Until they fix the secondary problem, our deep
Yeah.
threat is not. We're not a deep threat. Lenore. Lenore's. He's gotten better over the years. Jair Brown. He's still got to get there. Ronaldo Green, I think he's still got to get there. I like Malik Mustafa. I like him a lot. I think he'll have a big year. I think he had a really good first year last season. Um, but yeah, I want to see what Robert Saleh does with this group, with this defensive group,
Okay.
because obviously he doesn't have Dre Greenlaw. He doesn't have Al Shair to be to be in that defense. He doesn't have Oren Burks anymore too, which really are role players on the defensive team. So it'll definitely be interesting to see uh, to see how he runs the defense this year. But if it's not the Niners, it's going to be the Eagles. I mean, for you know, I mean, I think there will be some regression with Saquon, and that's also why I didn't choose the Eagles, because Saquon had such a hell of a year, right? He broke
Is
the season single record for rushing yards.
telling you the football gods know what they're doing, and sometimes it's the luck of the draw. And then he's on the Madden cover too.
You
Last
know
year,
what's
who was on the
funny?
Madden
I told
cover?
Justin that our friend Justin, he's an Eagles fan. I told him, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, Saquon's on the cover. He's like, oh no, it's been broken already because Patrick Mahomes broke. I'm like, brother, that
No,
that's not how
dude.
this works, brother.
Christian McCaffrey was on the cover last year, and look what happened.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
this past year.
yeah.
So, who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Until Kyle Shanahan can get his shit together and knows how to adjust in the second half, I gotta say the Chiefs. I shouldn't. I'm not even gonna wear the hat anymore. I'm gonna I'm gonna say the Chiefs because
You just
listen,
pissed on yourself,
I
man.
I did I did listen because
Listen, you're all your arguments are your points are not they're valid, right?
they
And
are because listen,
yeah,
I mean, even during the regular season, I've seen it during the regular season against the Cardinals. We were up like 20-7, and they found a way to lose by like one touchdown, or by a touchdown, I should
yeah.
say. I'm like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
So if we have the I said Buffalo and the
Niners.
49ers. Oh man, where is it?
And listen,
You
Niners
know what?
fans can dog
I'm
on
not
me
even
for
gonna look.
picking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl as a Niners fan, but y'all know, as a Niners fan, how good the Chiefs are and how bad of a job Shanahan does in the second half. We've seen it happen in the against the Patriots in the Falcons game. 28 to what was the score? 25, 28-3.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
Come on, man. Like, until Kyle
Yeah.
Shanahan can get his shit together, and can learn
right.
how to adapt to second half strategy, he's not going to get over the hump. And that hurts Brock Purdy too, because Brock Purdy's still young. And I mean, I don't know how much more slack we can give Brock Purdy for not being able to adjust himself. Because if the coach is not going to do it, the quarterback has to do it himself. We've seen it with
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they have such good chemistry, right? That's it's not really a problem. But I mean, even with Patrick Mahomes, like he'll adjust and he'll just audible on the fly. And I think that's what Brock Purdy has to do too. He has to be able to read these defenses, right? Because you know the offensive line is not going to protect you, right? They can only protect you for so long that you have to create opportunities for yourself to create short passes, but still gain yards. And Brock Purdy has to learn how to do that. He's
Yeah.
a good quarterback. He's probably not an elite quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. He's great. He's not elite, but he's great. He's a great quarterback. But he has to learn how to he has to learn how to read defenses still, like elite defenses like the Chiefs and elite defenses like I think we played the Bills last season. We played some AFC team last season. We lost to them. But
Yeah.
it's just he has to learn how to.
So he's got to work on some
He's got
things,
to work on
and
some things for sure. But yeah,
he's gonna get better.
he will. And
The
whether or not this the Marquez Valdez Scantling thing is true or not,
True or not, yeah.
what I mean,
We'll
with,
have to
with
wait and see.
attracting MVP awards to quarterbacks. Yeah, I don't know. Until Kyle Shanahan can prove to me that he can make second half adjustments, I'm sorry. As a Niners fan, I gotta say the
All
Chiefs
right.
would win the Super
So
Bowl.
naming the finalist, I said Bills and 49ers. This is just to see who goes to the Super Bowl. That's Bills and 49ers. That's 40-1, and then Chiefs and the Niners is 50-1. So those are actually kind of nice prices. I might put that down, just to name the finalists in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. Hey, that was a lot.
it's NFL season, baby. We gotta break it down as much as
Yeah,
we can.
yeah. With football comes the fall and winter, and because we live in Vegas too, everything just starts to cool down.
Yeah,
So it feels great.
sure.
So needless to say, I'm ready for some football, man.
Are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? But we're gonna end it here. This is across all arenas. I am your boy, Ryne, and that's my boy over there, Andre. We are going to be out. See you guys next time.
Deuces.